Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
I'm James.
We're back with Rick and Morty season, what?
3.
Season 3, episode 6. He's seen it. Whatever. So what happened last
We have not seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the episode where, what was the dude's name that tried to get Morty to help him
They
kill?
tried to get Jerry.
Yeah,
Jerry.
he tried to get Jerry to assassinate Rick.
That's
Because,
right.
Oh, that was Clancy Brown. That's all I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
So him and Rick had some feud.
Yeah, some drama there.
Rick's weapons were used to destroy his homeworld.
Okay.
So his technology.
Yeah.
And that's why he was after Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was trying to get Jerry to
Lure.
Yeah, he was trying to get Jerry in on his assassination plot.
Lure him to the roller coaster.
And we had some disturbing things. Him getting swallowed up by that snake. I kept thinking how terrible that would be to happen to me.
That would be
I've
awful.
been thinking about that kind of shit since Anaconda.
Oh, Anaconda. Yeah.
John Voight getting spat back out.
But he winks though.
Winking, yeah.
Okay, and then we basically have they have kind of this little understanding at the end, even though Jerry's gonna go back to his one-person apartment, in this rundown little part of town, and Jerry's like, not Jerry, Rick is like, "All right, man, see you later. I believe in you." And then he pushes a button, and shuts the blast doors and everything like that, and that's pretty much where we left off. So,
Yeah, I mean, it was a good episode.
let's do it.
Cringe.
Everybody fuck off. Morty, I need your help.
Nice.
We need to go on a quick... Oh, that's... Wow, Morty. Wow. What an exciting life you lead. Let's go. In and out. 20 minutes adventure.
6 days later.
Oh, shit.
This was insane. That was pure luck. I was not in control of that situation at all.
The voices are so different
Look at my
sounding.
fucking hand. Look at this shit. Why do you keep doing this to us? I don't know, Morty. Maybe I hate myself. Maybe I think I deserve to die. I don't know. We need a vacation. These things are just doing what they do in the wild. They love swallowing stressed out creatures for 20 minutes and then puking them up. My whole body's like a baby's ass.
I couldn't do that, could you?
Removes all your cognitive
Fuck
toxins.
no.
What happened? We blew up, idiot. Are you really that stupid? Obviously the guy I yelled at overloaded the machine. It takes more than that to kill Rick and Morty, motherfucker! Blow up, it worked normally. It removed our toxins. Where are the toxins? Are you listening, you stupid little garbage person? We're what got removed! Hey, here's something no science could measure. Real proud to be your grandpa, Morty. Thanks, Rick. I love you. Yeah, motherfucker, yeah. Get some. Right up your fucking bitch ass, you fuck. Guess who just discovered a new element? Think you can do that, Morty? You think anyone but me could do that ever in a billion years? Do you think if God existed, he could do it? The answer is no. If God exists, it's fucking me. Yes, Rick. I agree, Rick. Well, you were flat. You don't know, or you're just bored. Hey, listen, what? If we're all bored over here, wouldn't the common denominator be you? Damn, Morty, that's hilarious. Come down on it. I do, however, know that I have a pretty bad case of haven't taken you to dinneritis. Might be fatal. Hey, kids, hope I'm not interrupting. Morty, I hate to bug you with this, but after our morning hike, I started receiving very faint, highly unusual transmissions on my sub-ether phone. Listen. I traced the source of the call back to the spot we went to, Morty. I thought I could hear a voice in there, so I enhanced it. And listen. Hey, you really think this thing can hold me? Morty, what if the toxic parts of us have their own identities, their own will to live? What if mine shares my intelligence? No, just kidding. You're so quiet. What's wrong? Morty, tell me about yourself. What's the atmosphere like on planet Jessica? Where's the equator? What are the vacations and the holidays? I mean, are they at the same time? Talk to me.
Well, I like this restaurant.
Lasers, sucks everything out. Everything that was holding me back, everything bad. I mean, it just... right?
Whoa. Oh my god. I see.
I've been watching you drink, Stacy. I get the feeling you've got a hard job. I wonder what it takes to please you. That's the job I want. Part-time, full-time. I want to be good at it. I want to get promoted, fired, corner office, hostile takeover, workplace accident. I'm on my knees, Stacy. Morning, great news. I went back to the spa and they let me purchase the containment unit from their detoxifier. Why? Because we're coming home, bitch. What is this? This is the parts of your pussy, Grandpa. Back inside of us? Morty, I'm sorry. That stuff is alive and it belongs with us. We yanked them from their homes and locked them in a can. Motherfucker! See? You're living in pain.
shit.
It worked! Yes! That idiot believed every word. Now let's see how he enjoys living in that shit tank. He's right behind me.
Where's her?
He's in front of you.
I know, but where,
She's in the fucking toxic world.
Sex dungeon. I guess
is she 100% toxic then?
He created a way to teleport them.
Dumbass. I lie about everything. Why would I ever remerge with a pussy like you? So you were just gonna trap us in that tank? That was your plan? Not was, motherfucker. Still is. Tell him, Rick, I like this. This is scary. Right. You asked for it.
What the hell, Pepper?
Fuck you, sir. Okay, take it easy. Don't do it. You're a good little boy. You're gonna get him. You're gonna get him. Nice try, asshole. We can resolve our issues. We don't need to resort to over the top. I did it, Rick. I got the This world gets saved from what apocalypse? Our toxins have as much a right to their worldview as Morty. How is it healthy to something that goes through it? It can't. It must be by the individual's own definition of toxicity. That means.
Dad!
What the hell, Rick? I'll explain on the way. This moon tower, Morty.
As we praise our loving Father, God is alive. We made him up for Morty.
Hands in the air. Yeah, you little piece of shit. Remember me? Didn't you learn last time that you can't beat me?
Why make it
I did.
effective?
And then I learned something else. Come on, man. I've been trapped in your pussy brain for 70 years of delusions, but this is the all-time weakest bluff that I've ever... Jesus Christ, what are you doing? He's cutting your time in half. 10 minutes. What is your problem? Oh, I had all... to lie. Watch. Right, knock it off. You're not impressing anyone. Morty, not that I give a shit, but are you okay? Spreads it hurts. Relax. Quit your bitching. Just do it. Just do it, you piece of... Come back, baby. Regular Rick. Master of both worlds. Check it out. Excuse me. Now we'll just reverse this hacky toxicity beam. Man, I really overthink shit when I'm angry. I'll give it to you.
Oh.
God is not alive.
That kid is a real piece of shit. You're gonna save me, right? Part of me wanted to, Toxic Morty. Part of me really wanted to. Totally understand, Dwayne. You're the boss. Heinholz Biotech. $1.5 million at 33. Go for Morty.
Hi, Morty. It's Jessica. Look, can we just talk for a minute?
Is that how long it takes for Rick to trace my location?
Come back, Morty.
Oh, sweetie, I think you hit the wrong button. You didn't hang up.
Huh. How about that? Sorry, tiny American psycho. Time to take the opposite of your medicine. Do what you gotta do. You can keep the apartment and the drones. You can't keep the drones. They turn into a little Voltron robot. They're awesome.
That's
You
cool.
can't keep the drones.
Good to have you back. Have you ever been peed on before? Oh my god, yum.
Hey, did you ever want to
Holy
hold
hell.
Terry Foo? What the hell is this?
Thank you, God! Thank you, God!
Guys, that was a reaction. Now we're going to break it down. I always really liked that episode. I always thought it was interesting to see which part of like Rick is real Rick, but obviously the combination of both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't separate the bad from the good with people.
No.
You get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
So for me, I was always kind of rooting for Morty to get with Jessica. But I don't know if the show's ever going to go that way. If it does, I don't think it's going to be a permanent thing because I just don't know.
Yeah.
Until the show ends, there's going to be no changing the stakes too much, I don't think.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think these characters are going to live happily ever after.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you know, and we could just keep going adventures and have that show for a long, long time. And I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing that did creep the hell out of me, though, was that the toxin machine when they first were underneath there and, like...
It gets spit out? Oh, okay, the detox machine.
Yeah, when they were
Like
in there.
melting?
Like, yeah, it was terrible. It was
Well, I didn't
terrible.
like... Well, I mean, it was terrible.
What got left behind?
Yeah, we're the ones that God
we're
tried...
what got left behind.
Yeah.
The God thing was like, you know, do you think there is a God? You know, God's a lie. Because if he were real, he'd be me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
I tell you what, Toxic Morty, to me, he was just as annoying as non-Toxic Morty.
Yeah, they were kind of similar, actually.
Yeah. Like both versions of Rick, like the Toxic Rick, he was a little overboard, but I can laugh.
Right.
The other one, honestly, wasn't too different than because Rick is always reasonable, I think, normally. He's not completely unreasonable. I thought Morty was much more divided than Rick was.
He was a lot more placid.
Placid.
Yeah, he's a lot more. Wasn't much going. He didn't get all excited about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually
like
Rick gets excited about shit, and fed up and
Yeah.
annoyed.
It was like Rick was on medication.
Yeah.
Dumbed down a little bit. But yeah, Morty was completely different. It's crazy how they took the toxic part out of him and he just automatically fucking went all the way to fucking Wall Street, right? Became a stockbroker and made it big. Was banging beautiful women.
Inhibitions away.
I guess what are the writers trying to say, though? Like, when Rick, his toxic part leaves, both parts of him are still, like, super capable. And, like, they still...
The toxic version of him was short-sighted, but it was also... loved confrontation. And
he's still a genius, and he can still accomplish and take on the world, and I think non-toxic version could, too. I feel like...
The non-toxic version was a lot more... He was too understanding towards things and too accepting of everything. Well, the toxic people deserve their chance too, and this other shit. And that was retarded.
Yeah.
That was a stupid point of view. But he lost that quality.
I'm just trying to think what the writers are trying to say about Morty. Like, when he loses his toxic part. Like, what was it about non-toxic Morty that was, like, really bad? Besides the fact that, for the story, like, Rick wanted him to be his real self. You know what I mean? And his family probably want to be his real self.
Non-toxic Morty started accomplishing shit and had a good career, and Jerry.
He called him a tiny American Psycho, which I actually haven't seen either American Psychos.
I've seen part of the one. I don't know. American Psycho with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
have you seen any of them? Well, I hear they're great.
I think I did, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I hear they're great. I just never saw them.
Yeah.
I wasn't taken by it. That's probably why I never finished it.
Yeah. But Morty. I understand why Morty didn't want to go back and take Toxic Morty back, because he was...
Well, the woman that he was seeing, the redhead in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Chelsea or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Then he said, she said, you didn't capitalize on your lack of conscience.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, he had no conscience.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys...
You can weigh that as you would.
So was this part that had a conscience toxic, though?
I guess, but it wasn't a predominant quality, because obviously most of the time he's just whining about himself and about how much of a piece of shit he was.
Yeah.
So what's odd is, like, non-toxic Rick, like Rick's attachment. I never really felt like Rick's attachment to Morty was toxic. I thought it was.
He felt it was toxic.
Yeah, because it's his perceptions, right? Yeah. It's the perceptions.
Yeah. At the beginning of this episode,
it's a shitty machine, then.
Fucking.
Well, how is it going to judge anything? He couldn't know.
Well,
all these alien species going through it.
No, I guess, and like I said, this is fucking fake, obviously, but I feel like there's got to be some kind of line, some kind of markers for how they detox that is across the line consistent.
It have to be whatever is going on with you that's bothering you. So
because
detox is you.
Yeah, if you get people like on the outside of the bell curve, left or right, then you get people on there who are masochists, you know what I mean, or something like that.
Yeah.
I think
that's just how it would be. It's an indifferent machine. It's not there to it's not there to instill Christian morals or Buddhist morals or Buddhists.
No, I guess what I'm saying is you're just removing toxicity. It would be like to decrease cortisol levels and all these other like actual markers of people that we can measure.
Not like what you think is toxic. Yeah. That's what you're saying.
No, it's not what I'm saying. I think
it'd be different for each individual.
It's what society has grown to believe is toxic. So you're saying if there's a fucking crazy man who wants to murder people and he believes the toxic parts are the parts that are keeping him from murdering people, then it took them away and he can just murder people free of inhibition.
Yeah,
that'd be a terrible thing.
So you think?
But I'm saying this machine. I'm saying this machine is indifferent.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who walks in there. That's the whole idea, and that's the whole point of the story as it revolves and comes to a close. Is that it doesn't matter who walks in there, whatever's toxic to them.
Does Rick consciously believe that certain parts of him are toxic? I just feel like he wouldn't admit that.
That's basically what this episode revealed, because he felt that irrational attachment of things to Morty was toxic because of the toxic quality.
Yeah.
I thought the machine just took out what it felt was toxic. That makes that.
No, they said that it was their person's perception.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because there was no way one machine could judge what's toxic for everything in the universe.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So that's very telling because, like you said, Rick has more love for Morty.
Yeah.
And an
No, he had
attachment.
less love. The non-toxic Rick had less love.
No,
for
but the toxic Rick
had
more love than he wants to admit, which we all kind of knew, I think, right? But but what's interesting though is the previous episode on the Vindicators. Fucking.
That was 2 episodes. Oh no, that was right. That was
we thought that at first that he was.
No, you're right. That was 2 episodes ago.
Was it 2 episodes ago?
Yeah.
We had this talk pre episodes.
So 2 episodes ago on Vindicators, when we thought Rick was emotional about Morty, he was actually emotional about fucking
Noob.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was kind of funny, but
well, that's what I say. I think Rick is just so complex.
He's so complex, and so
I don't think the writers. They might know exactly who Rick is, but we might not ever find that out.
Absolutely.
Well, this episode revealed he thinks that's a bad quality about himself.
He does. He does.
So,
I was going to ask you guys early in this episode when it pretty much first started. Rick went up to Morty at school and said, "Hey, I need you to go on a quick mission for me. It's going to be 20 minutes, and we'll be back. No big deal." Then 6 days later, have you guys ever had somebody in your life that got you dragged into something outrageous or terrible where they said, "Hey, Shane, this take 20 minutes, dude. No big fucking deal. Let's get it done. You'll be back before you know it." And then it just turned into a complete shit show and ended up taking fucking days.
Like a shit show, maybe
hours. Or hours.
There were definitely jobs that I've probably lied to people about. I was like, it won't take that long.
Yeah.
And then I know it's going to take a while. I just go and do it because it needs to get done.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny.
I definitely, I've probably done something similar, especially with my kids.
Right.
We got to do this. Take 20 minutes. Takes like an hour.
But you guys have never been dragged into something where you're like, okay, I'll go. It's not going to take that long. And then like fucking 6 hours later.
Using your example, no, but like definitely in high school, my friend Tom, like, Shane, we got to go do this. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And then, we're sitting on some road in another dimension because I can't find the road and it's not on the map anymore. And sitting in the rain for hours waiting for them to come back. And after trying to go camping with all these girls and it didn't work out. So, but in terms of like that specific example, no.
Huh.
What's your story?
I mean, I don't have like a crazy story, but I know that when I had to fix my dad's roof, it was told, it's not going to take that long. It's just going to be, a couple hour job. And we got up there and we found out it was just like the roof was just shot. You know what I mean? So it ended up taking like 4 days of just replacing. We didn't replace the whole roof, just part of the roof. And it just turned into a complete shit show. I got so sunburned. It was just a fucking nightmare. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations, though, where when you start working on a roof, it's not like you can say, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be done. You know what I mean? So it turned into a nightmare, man. When I finally got that roof done, I was fucking thankful, man. I was so thankful.
I don't have all the notes in front of me while I was looking this up. These creators are big Star Wars fans. They reference Return of the Jedi. Yeah. When they flew in the very beginning, when they flew into that disgusting alien thing and they blew up the thing in the middle and it caused a chain reaction and blew everything up and they flew out the way the Millennium Falcon did. I noticed that. I mean, I'm sure Zach...
It's kind of a New Hope vibe with the little ceremony.
Yeah, and then they all get their medals, and minus Chewie for some reason. But yeah, I mean, no, I really like the episode, actually.
Let me ask you guys this. Did we already talk about this? What toxic part do you think you guys would take out of you?
I feel like I've been trying to take toxic parts out of me the past few years.
Yeah. So if you got in the machine, what would you take out of you? That you can tell on camera.
I don't know how specific it could get.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
because
like,
I would take away any inhibitions I have about hurting people's feelings.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that to my kids, though. That's the only thing. That's where I draw the line. Everybody else could fuck off, but
yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that to my kids. Be a piece of shit to them all the time or an asshole to them.
Absolutely.
But everyone else.
So you would remove the inhibitions and you would just be fucking militant. Okay.
No, I don't want to. I have this nagging courtesy towards others sometimes.
You have more of a courtesy than
sometimes I feel like you overextend courtesy.
I do. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to grind it down to nothing.
I feel
Well,
the
you could
same
just
way.
take 2 steps back.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I kind of feel the same way. I would not take that from me, per se. What is something toxic in you?
Well, I mean, I think having
You guys are both religious, so you both have...
but they're not
points of view.
necessarily religious values because we can measure them across all cultures.
Right.
Well, so your religion isn't special then.
No, but the idea that morality evolved because of religion, I don't believe that, really.
What is it?
The idea that morality evolved because of religion, I don't
No,
believe
you
that.
found ways to explain it and put it into things and put it into a book.
No, but the idea itself that like it's religious based, I don't necessarily believe.
Well, I'm saying your beliefs there are based around a moral system that have been taught to you.
Well, yeah, but those are just beliefs that evolve in societies, usually for the better society. That's how
Sometimes.
See, I
normal. I mean,
agree
the
with that.
things that don't work out get weeded out. They de-evolve.
I mean, like Rome lasted what, like fucking 1,000 years, and it was kicking ass, stomping brains in, and wiping out people, and fucking brutalizing people in arenas, and taking people's shit. And that society lasted for a very long time.
I disagree.
Oh yeah,
And then
I think religion. I think right and wrong it does have a religious basis, and if you're not religious, then I don't think there's any reason to have any moral, and I don't think
I
there's
think
any
it
reason
comes
to have a
down
moral
to it.
compass.
'Cause I'm not religious, but I do love my daughters.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to go without being loved,
Yeah.
or without being. I want to treat them well.
Right.
So
that's instinctive. Yeah.
And that's instinctive to
Yeah.
me. So that's
Right.
that's the way I look at it. But it's very difficult to reconcile that with how I feel about everything else.
Yeah. What I'm saying
So-
is, if there is no afterlife, there is no higher power. Then
there's no objective morality.
there's no objective
and
morality.
there's literally no point to anything.
So
Well,
if
there's a
you
practicality.
if
though,
when you
because
die, it's just then
Well, that's
why
why
does it matter if I go up and shoot somebody in the head?
I look at it as a
Doesn't
practicality
matter.
because if you shot him in the head, you'd have to go to jail.
Yeah, because
And,
society's evolved to believe
well,
those things are
and
wrong.
there's a practicality to it because if I just wanted to, obviously I got drunk and wrecked my truck. Now I don't have a truck or a license.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
inconvenient.
Well, that's just
So-
to me. That's just a whole fake system. It's just a whole fake system. If there's no afterlife, there's no right and wrong. Like,
Well, that's because societies will still evolve rules and mores for the betterment of the group. Even like Rome, they executed rapists. They did things. I mean, like
Well, yeah, I'm just saying though that they weren't very nice people compared
Oh,
to
no.
what most people think of.
that's
How
because
people that bitch about America and how America
See-
is. Just in Rome was probably a lot worse.
yeah, that's
Right.
because of cultural relativism. They don't think that way.
But see, that's the rabbit
anthropologically
hole.
speaking, like
yeah.
the way we are now has been the minority of human history.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
objectively better though to let a rapist take a rapist and arrest him and take him to jail. No, just let the father butcher him in the middle of the street. That's a better.
Well, I wouldn't even be
Solution.
thinking about the law if that shit happened to my kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but
Yeah.
that's a better solution because what's going to happen, and what's happened many times, is the rapist or the criminal gets out of jail, and the recidivism rate is extremely high. So, really, if we're talking about the betterment of society, then no. When somebody rapes somebody, we just remove them from
Well, the
society.
only problem I have with it is
Permanently.
that I would definitely want to know and make sure that was the person. Because if you kill the wrong person
Like that'd be, yeah.
and then you had to go to jail and the right person's out there still doing it, then there's no fucking point to what
Right.
we did.
Yeah.
No, I-
So that's the problem with mob justice is often enough people just get fired up and they get in a fucking frenzy.
That is true.
And they go
That is
after
true.
things that it's like the goddamn Salem witch trials.
Yeah,
and then
that's true.
It's not.
I completely agree.
You gotta have a goal. Like if you actually saw it happening, you caught it in the act,
like that guy in Texas.
and then you did it.
Right.
Yeah, more power to you. I would do the same thing.
Right,
For
right.
sure.
But if it happened and you didn't know the perpetrator and you had to find them, you make damn sure you find them.
Yeah.
No, I
And-
agree. Have you guys seen Prisoners? Hugh Jackman.
No.
So there's a situation where his kid's kidnapped and he thinks he knows who it is, and
Mm.
it's a really good movie. It's about that. When it comes to my kids, I feel like
I wanted to bestow a wrath upon somebody if they did that to my kids.
Right,
Yeah.
But
Oh, I remember. My whole point was a lot of this shit we have, a lot of these rules we have, is not about the betterment of society. It's about power and control. You know
I
what
believe
mean?
that is
that's
true as
always
well.
been that way.
Right, and it's. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
That's one reason that firearms were incorporated into standing militaries, is because
Mm.
with the gunpowder revolution,
Mm.
they didn't want that shit getting out of control and overthrowing monarchies. So they
Right.
created standing armies, because back in the day, they did not have standing armies,
right,
like a state army.
right.
So they created state armies and shit like that to control that.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Because, you fucking people, you're afraid of guns. Well, the goddamn government's been controlling them for years.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
What made us get in this rabbit hole? I forget what was the original.
We were talking
toxins and the religious morality and
Well, how societies evolve.
Right. So what was
my point was this? My point was just that you're talking about things. It sounds like from a perspective that's been it's been a morality that's been bestowed on you,
right?
How you were raised and what you were taught. And a lot of things in this country, America still is a Christian nation for the most. I mean, I don't mean that. I guess what I mean is it's got a lot of strong Christian traditions still,
right?
Yeah.
Whereas Europe doesn't have that as much anymore. At least from my understanding.
Yeah. Well,
about this in another reaction.
Yeah. I think the toxicity that I would remove from myself would be wanting to be people's rescuer. I have a tendency to want to save people. You know what I mean? That come into my life ends up being just a bad situation. Cost me money.
You know what?
Happiness.
I growing up, I was definitely like that, and it probably is still part of me is because. People I care about.
I agree with that.
Yeah. People I care about. I don't want them to suffer.
Yeah,
I'm not very good rescuer.
Yeah, but the problem with that is a lot of people would look at that as a good quality. Oh, you want to help people, but when you're
to me, it's
but you can overextend yourself.
Yeah, to me, I probably
I always do.
I think I overextend myself for sure. To the chagrin of my.
I'm too courteous, and I am offering explanations for myself too often, and I don't like doing either.
Right.
So maybe today we should just declare this a detoxifier. And today we let those toxins go and put them on a paper and put them over there.
Actually,
I remember every day.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. I think you guys should have to put on that costume, and that will be signifying this is a new day for you guys.
No. Now you're just trying to include us in your embarrassment. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean that would be really the only thing I feel like that's kind of toxic about me. I used to be just extremely arrogant, and I wear my friends down. I feel like, especially with
I agree with that.
It still lingers.
Yeah,
occasionally.
So I feel like that's kind of toxic. I don't think anyone likes that, and I don't really like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know what it's like when I meet people like that.
But it's not about what other people find toxic. It's about what you find toxic.
I know, but I guess. No, I think that is like I would not like someone like that.
Okay, well, I just wouldn't say in this for the sake of this conversation of what other people are worried about.
No, I know. What I'm saying is like I want to be someone that I want to hang out with.
Right.
I don't want to be some fucking annoying.
Well, I continually over the years have just wanted more and more to be alone. So eventually, this shit just pushed away.
Yeah, the other big thing I would get rid of is my social anxiety. I have struggled with social anxiety.
You've gotten better.
I've gotten better, but to a debilitating.
Isn't that based on expectation, though?
I don't know, man. It's just
no, because they think it's a misfire between the two hemispheres in the brain.
Yeah, it's
so like there's people, and it's inherited too. Like parents who are like that.
It is. Yeah,
they produce kids that are like that.
Well, I don't want to name people on camera, but there's people in our family that I know that have had severe social anxiety to the point where they didn't want to make they couldn't make a basic phone call to like the pizza joint. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like social anxiety has been debilitating for me. I feel like I would be in a much different place in life if I could relieve myself of that. But I don't think it's ever going to go away.
It's like you're a prisoner in your head.
I don't think it's ever going to go away.
Well, you're always worried. You're constantly worried.
Yeah. But I do put a pretty decent mask on. I really do. I think.
Yeah.
That's what I put on my Instagram thing. It's like a functional member of society impersonator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's just like a fucking... That's how I feel every
What's your
day.
Instagram, Zach?
What is your Instagram?
Buzz.Fletterjohn. It's a Tom Waits song that I like.
I was wondering what that was.
It's Tom Waits.
It was funny. You commented on our Instagram, and I was like, that has to be Zach. And I messaged you on Snapchat. I don't know if you ever got it.
I don't have Snapchat anymore.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Well, god damn. Thanks for the notice.
I didn't tell him either.
You didn't tell him either? That's the way I usually communicate with you, is through Snapchat. So, I'll text you from
Instagram or text.
Okay.
Works.
Great.
I didn't have room on my phone for Instagram and Snapchat.
Well, it makes sense.
I had to make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
She gone.
I don't got too much else to say. I love this episode. I actually really like the conversation we had, honestly.
We went down some rabbit holes I didn't see coming, so it was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. If you stuck around for what we said and you like it, like and subscribe. You'll find us on Instagram and Twitter. And I don't know, we do this shit all the time.
Yeah.
If you don't like it,
now he's got
won't do it.
Instagram.
I do.
If you don't,
haven't done it, you might not do it ever.